Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Cartier Fragrance. I'm Carissa.
I'm Tierney.
And this is our first video of 2023. We do hope that you had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year with your family. Ours was pretty low key. What was your favorite part about the holidays?
I don't know.
Okay. I think mine was just like not really having anything to do. I kind of was hoping it was a white Christmas. I mean, there was snow on the ground, but we didn't actually have like a snowstorm or like a good snowfall on Christmas. And then it's actually been really warm this week. It's been like in the 40s, 50s, and I think it's going to hit almost 60, I think, tomorrow. Okay, so the name of this video is Winter Florals, but it's not like heavy, spicy winter florals. These are actually some perfumes that you could wear maybe year round, but I think they are very nice and they're like a breath of fresh air in the winter time when maybe you're already, okay, I'm actually speaking for myself. If you've already overused all your like really heavy oud, your heavy roses, your heavy like just spicy cinnamon leather fragrances, these are very nice and fresh. Okay, so to get started, we are going to start with So Nude by Costume National. And before I forget, the first two fragrances that we're going to talk about have been graciously provided to us by my job, Olfactif, where I work. So the first one is So Nude by Costume National. If it has a lid, yeah, this is our tester off the floor, so I'm not sure if it comes with a different lid. But the bottle's pretty, you know, aesthetic if you're into that beige look. I don't think we're into the beige look. Are you into like?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, really? Okay, so beige is not really my color palette.
Beige. I'm wearing brown pants.
True. I actually had a really bright Lily Pulitzer shirt on, but I changed it because it clashed horribly with her, and I was like, I'll just find a London t-shirt. Okay, so let's get back to the fragrance. So Nude by Costume National has a very popular perfumer, Dominique Ropion. He has done everything from Portrait of a Lady, I believe he did, or he was part of the Alien perfumes in the past, and I mean he's like a master perfumer. So right now I cannot think of all the things that he's done because he has over 300 fragrances that he's done. Okay, so you can go ahead and spray that or smell it. So this has cardamom. What do you think?
Something about it gives me a little bit of a headache. I think it's a bit, I think flowery perfumes sometimes give me a headache.
Fair enough. Okay.
But that one is good. It's sweet and it's a little like...
Oh, you think this is sweet? Okay.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It has a sweetness to it. So the notes in this are cardamom, neroli, caraway, tuberose, ylang ylang, rose, Virginian cedar, patchouli, and sandalwood. So to me, this has like a gauzy floral quality to it. I feel like it's a very it has like a musky freshness to it. I think this has like this is not a candy tuberose. So I'm sure you guys have smelled like that bubblegum or candy tuberose before. This is more of like a clean tuberose fragrance, but it's not soapy clean. What do you think? Do you think it's soapy clean?
No.
Okay, good. Because I don't actually care for soapy fragrances. I feel like they make me like not feel fresh. I don't know. They like just I don't care for them. Okay, so that is So Nude by Costume National. And I will say that there was this young girl that came into our store to Olfactif about, this was like going back 3 or 4 months, and she smelled this from the wall of like fragrances that we have, and she smelled it, and she was like, oh, that's really good. And she was only like 19 or 20, so I thought it was really interesting that this is from 2012, and I hope that it makes a resurgence because I feel like it is an under the radar fragrance. But if you're looking for something that's a floral, but that's fresh and musky and not like a heady floral, this is a very good pick. All right. So moving on to another bottle that I borrowed from work. This is from Libertine Fragrance, and this is called Sex Jasmine. Our ring light is like really bright right now. Oh my gosh, there we go, Sex Jasmine. So this one is the opposite of what we just smelled. This is not fresh and clean. This is very heavy. You can spray here to get the full effect of it. Don't spray it?
Don't like that.
Okay, she's not a fan.
Sorry.
Oh, whoa, 2 spritz. Okay. So this is from Libertine Fragrances, okay? I'm just going to preface this with saying that everything that a lot of people, this is a very polarizing patchouli.
It for sure is.
Yes. So everything from Libertine, to me, has kind of this like old world, like vintagey, nuanced fragrances.
I can smell that.
As if they're either from like the 30s and 40s and or even like the 70s. So this one to me has like a 70s vibe with the patchouli, okay?
That first like whiff is a very like
I'm going to tell you why.
Strong, and it's very...
Can you tell what's in there?
It's almost a little like, you know, like the urinal cakes? Or like a porta potty, like not like the like poop of the porta
Libertine
potty,
fragrances. If you're watching
like,
this,
like this, like the cleansing thing, like the.
I don't get that at all. Okay,
it's very porta potty adjacent.
Really, I don't get that.
Yeah, it's like kind of like that hot, humid. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it.
So this is what
a little bit.
What I'm getting from this.
You
know what? I'm going to say this. I think that the jasmine in this is indolic, And I feel like jasmine, because you still have that floral facet in there with the indoles, which we've already talked about before, also mimic the molecule for feces. Okay. So I don't think this has a fecal. I don't think this is a fecal jasmine, but I think what you're smelling is there's jasmine. There's also ambergris in this. So this
Ambergris is
that salty.
not that bad though.
I can totally smell the marine.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Okay.
That's really gross. I'm sorry. The more I'm smelling it, it's making me...
Okay, well this has taken a sad turn.
Sorry, I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm just
That's
being
okay.
honest. I don't like it.
That's okay. This is part of the channel. You get to smell it. Okay. So I said this gives me very serious vintage vibes. I also said that I think this is sexy and indolic. It has a rich jasmine. The ambergris adds a salty skin quality to me. I think that's what it smells like. I think this is really great for cold weather. It cuts through the cold. It can be polarizing. So this is not blind buy worthy. This is not safe for work. I wouldn't wear this if you're going to be like in a room with people. I kind of picture wearing this like if you are going out somewhere in the cold, like maybe you're going to go make an igloo making.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. I'm sorry you don't like. You sprayed it twice too. I'm like, that's going to be on there. Okay. So the next one is 28 by OSM. I don't have a bottle of this. I just have a sample. So OSM. Why don't you spray this on your hand?
Is it good?
We'll get the patchouli and the sexy jasmine out of the air. Oh, the other thing is I feel like sometimes companies try too hard to make things because obviously sex sells. So sex and jasmine, I don't feel like I don't know why they named it sex and jasmine. I feel like it has do you like this one?
No, it smells like mustard.
No, that's not what you're smelling. You don't know. It's not mustard. Okay. So this is OSM. Okay. This is 28 by OSM. The house OSM is actually known for scent memories and unique conceptual scent memories. Okay. So I've never smelled a non-heady indolic, but rather fresh and aromatic jasmine before I smelled this. So this has a...
You know what? The more
like
I'm smelling it, it's a little mentally.
It's like an incense. So you're smelling the myrrh. So I don't think myrrh has incense in there. But this also has pink pepper and coriander. And I didn't write down all the notes for this, so I'm very sorry.
Okay, it's kind of a Vicks.
I
Like
don't
a
get that
Vicks rub.
Vicks. I don't get Vicks. I get like the coriander. And the dry down to me is woody, dry, and clean. So you're not going to smell the dry down for probably another couple hours. But to me, this is like if you've ever pictured somebody that's like cool and edgy, but they didn't actually realize they were cool and edgy. They just are. You know what I mean? Okay, so like growing up in California, in Southern California.
Here we go again. No, I'm joking.
How dare you? There was like people that were like born and raised in LA and they just were from LA. And then there was people that were like transplants from like Idaho or like New Hampshire or, you know, any place but not LA. Yeah. And so you could kind of tell when they were trying to like fit into LA without actually being from LA. I didn't actually live in LA. I was like 2 hours south of LA. But I just feel like this has an edgy cool vibe, okay? Edgy cool girl vibe. All right. I think there is also jasmine in this one. Like I said, it has a very nice dry herbal quality to the jasmine. I think is really unique. And this actually has a high, I mean, you can't always go on, or I should say, you can't always go by Fragrantica's ratings, but this has a pretty good rating on Fragrantica.
The more I'm smelling it, the better it's smelling.
It almost has like, to me, like a concrete or like rained on concrete smell a little bit.
I smell that maybe.
Yeah.
Not on my skin a lot.
Well, I can still get that. You can get that? Okay. So the last one we're gonna do for this video is actually one that I won from Marcelina Teresa. Marshmello, if you follow her on YouTube, you should. So I won this. It is Orchid Soleil from Tom Ford. And I feel like this took me on a scent journey of florals. Yeah. And let me just read first. Okay.
It's kind of so tortilla.
Okay, so there is cypress, pink pepper, bitter orange, tuberose, red lily, whipped cream, chestnut, vanilla, orchid, and patchouli. For those that don't know, orchid is actually a fantasy note. There is no such thing as an orchid smell. They don't smell. It's a fantasy. Oh, I already sprayed. There's spray here. I didn't spray it yet.
I know. I want to make sure there's nothing there.
Okay, so it's Orchid Soleil. Okay, so this to me.
This one is so tortilla.
She thinks it smells like tortillas.
But in a really yummy way, like a good,
like a floral.
Yummy tortilla.
I think it smells like
a delicious, like a just freshly fried homemade.
Oh, fried. I thought it was like a fresh tortilla, not fried.
Yeah, like a fresh, like a homemade, like a fresh one.
To me, I get a sharp tropical like frangipani smell. I also wrote that it kind of has a grape soda type thing going on, where it kind of smells like that sharpness of like artificial grape. Mm-hmm. But I like it. I think it's really cool. I wasn't sure if I liked it at first, and I was like, I mean, I want it, so I didn't really care either way. But I was, of course, you want to love what you want, and I had never smelled it before. But honestly, I would not wear this in anything above like probably like 65 degrees because I think it could get really weird in warm weather. So I think this would probably shine in in the cold weather for sure. So I think that is our video.
That
Which
is
one?
it.
We know that yes, we know that your least favorite was the Sex and Jasmine by Libertine. But I think you definitely should try everything from the house of Libertine fragrances if you haven't already. They make soft woods, gilded, fin de siècle. Troubled Spirits is really good from them. I can't think of any of the other ones, but they have quite a few, and I have loved all of them. Sex and Jasmine, I used to love it, but I feel like the more that I smell it now, I feel like that ambergris, I just feel like it's only good in if you're in a mood or like super cold weather. Okay, so we're going to wrap this first video of the new year up with something that all of us have used, and I love it. Okay, we sell this at Nodology. It is Dead Sea Mud Mask. It's actually from the Ginger June Candle Company. So I was a little bit trepidatious of trying something from a candle company because I'm like, skincare from a candle company. But we all love it. And it actually has, if you ever used anything that has real Dead Sea salt in it, it has that like, kind of like funky, clean smell to it. But it has a very distinct smell. And this, in fact, is real Dead Sea Mud Mask. You can use it on your whole body. We've only used it on our faces. But I noticed right afterwards, my skin was not only glowing, but it felt really tight and like new.
It actually cleared my skin up really well. Like I usually have pimples all over my forehead, but like you can see that my skin looks pretty clear. And of course I am wearing foundation, but like it's like a BB cream, so it cleared up my skin very nicely. Yeah,
so we love this. So you guys can get this from Nodology.com. I did buy this. This was not gifted to me. I actually buy the things that I work, or I buy things from where I work because I like a lot of our stuff. All right, so that was our video. Comment down below which one of these 4 fragrances you think you might like to try in winter as your winter floral, and which one sounds either too gross or too weird for you to try. All right, thank you. Have a good night. Bye.